Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from High Branch Brewing Company out of Concord, North Carolina. This beer is called Wedding Ring. So this is the triple IPA version of Promise Ring, which is a regular IPA, and then they did a double IPA version called Diamond Ring, and this is the triple IPA Wedding Ring, and is 9.5 ABV. And I don't remember if it says. I don't think it says what hops are in this. And I'm not sure if they actually listed it or not, but I did actually get I got this today. I got a little splash of it on tap. I didn't buy a pint, but they just asked me if I wanted to try it because I was getting a 4-pack, so they gave me a little pour, and it was absolutely fantastic. But I'm really curious and hoping that the cans are just as good as that little taste was. But again, getting a tiny splash of something doesn't necessarily do it justice compared to having a proper pour of it. So I'm really looking forward to this. We'll see how it goes. But I did hear from a lot of other people that they said they thought this was like one of the best IPAs they've ever done. And I can already smell the pineapple juice from here. It is freaking crazy. As you can see, this one is super, super hazy. I mean, it almost looks milky with about a finger's worth of nice, fluffy white head. Definitely get a lot of the pineapple in the aroma. It does have a little bit of that like mosaic, like BO sweatiness character, but it's pretty minor. And a little orangey citrusy, but it's funny. Like I smelled it as soon as I cracked it, but then when I get closer to it, it's not like it seems less effervescent. So it might have just been that initial waft. I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh. I will say if you want really, really soft IPAs without them tasting like artificially sweet with lactose and stuff, this is definitely a brewery to seek out, in my opinion. I mean, this is like as soft as Brew Gentleman stuff, to be honest. Man, that's so weird. Like, there's a ton of like, it's like orange rind and pine. So it's not as juicy as I thought it was when I tried it on tap. It's definitely a little more resinous, but it is like super orangey and pineapple-y and juicy, but it has this really nice clean pininess on the back end. But it's not like bitter pine. It's just really nice, fresh. To me, it's almost kind of more like when mango is under ripened, and mango has a little bit of that pine character. I apologize for that. I'm sure you guys heard my dog barking in the background. He's going crazy for some reason. But this is like, it's so juicy and piney without being sweet or bitter at all. Well, I shouldn't say at all. It has some bitterness, just like a perfect balancing, but this is so dialed in, and the alcohol, like other than it kind of just giving the beer a heft, it's basically non-existent. I'm not tasting it. I get it like very, very slightly in the throat, but I mean, I would get that from. I don't think it's any more than I would get from something that was like 7.5%. This is honestly one of the best 9+ New England style IPAs I've ever had, for sure. Honestly, this kind of reminds me of some of the better burial IPAs that I've had lately, uh, where they're able to be super um, dialed in on that juiciness without having any even slight hints of like that green earthy hop flavor, and just being very well rounded, not overly sweet, not overly bitter, just really on point and refined. Uh, excuse me. And I generally don't drink 9.5% beers of any kind this fast, but this is so good. And I always tell people, I kind of get tired of IPAs sometimes. Some of them, so many of them are so similar. But when I do find one that's like really, really top notch, it brings me back to the days when I absolutely loved IPAs, and this does that for me. You know, even I will say even the top ones that I love, I can't drink too much of them. I would still get tired of it. But some of them I don't even want to drink a whole can of, to be honest. This, even though it's as big as it is, I could drink a couple cans of this and not get sick of it. Really, really fantastic stuff. And the bitterness is building a little bit on the back of the tongue, but it's not to the point where it's offensive. I think it's actually a good thing because it should slow me down a little bit from drinking this. Like I said, it's so flavorful and balanced, and the booze is hitting so well. It's just tremendous stuff. Uh, I probably don't even need to say it, but this is obviously a buy for me. Um, I think this is $20 for a 4 pack, which for as hop to hell as this is, and it being such a big beer, I absolutely understand why it costs that much. And they're definitely not price gougers by any means at all. Anyways, their stuff is all really reasonably priced. So for this to cost that much, that means it cost a pretty penny to make it, which I understand that. Uh, so I would definitely buy this again. I usually like triple IPAs because they're so hopped, but the residual sweetness can balance out that hop character. But sometimes they just get to be a little too much, and the booze catches up, and then starts warming up, and it's just like, eh. But this one's not like that. This one is just, I mean, this is just as, I know it's only 1.5%, but in IPAs that usually makes a big difference. Uh, this is just as drinkable as any 7.5, 8% double IPA. So, but I think that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.